I take my oath seriously to apply the written laws of the state of Georgia to situations that are brought before me. I have to put my personal feelings and thoughts aside as much as possible.
Well, to students, I have a lot of authority. I can tell them what to do, where to go, where to be. For teachers, the county office will tell me things that I need to ask teachers to do, and I will take and forward that information to them.
Basically just to enforce the law and being able to change people's actions, place them under arrest, taking away their civil liberties, you know, those kind of things is first of all, you're simply applying the law and doing my job. Most of the time it's pretty cut and dry. There are times when it's a little bit more of a gray matter. And when that happens, or when I find myself in that kind of a situation, I go back to God. Always, that's where I go back to.
It happened early on that I recognized I'm not the one in control, and that's something that I've recognized in life in general, but especially in this job. And I think that we have some very difficult situations, some heart-wrenching things that come up here with personnel, with teachers, with students, lots of stuff. And I think that in a day-to-day basis, I am probably in prayer most of the time. It is a multitasking job because you can be sitting there bringing a very difficult thing to me, and I am just praying that God's going to give me the words to say that's going to be appropriate for the situation.
I got to the point when I would go on the bench before I would go up the little stairs and sit down in the judge's seat to say, Lord, just use me as a vessel. Let me shine your light. Let your words speak instead of mine, because as a human being, I don't know how to direct others, but you can use me and use my mouth and speak through me. So that's what I call my judge's prayer, and that's what I routinely do. Also, the Bible tells us that the Lord loves justice, and that He uses those of us who've been placed in a position to render justice.
What I recognized early on in my role as a leader is that it is a position of servitude, and you have all these people having faith and trust that you're going to do the right thing. In other words, I've been entrusted by the Board of Education to treat these students right, to treat these teachers right, and once I get here on the scene, they are trusting me to handle things the very best of my ability, to the very best ability for them, and I take that very seriously.
Related to my job, I think my favorite scripture is in Romans chapter 13, verses 1 through 5. I've got that printed up, I've got it on the wall at my desk, and I look at it almost every day. My authority comes from the Lord. My role in God's kingdom is nothing but a servant, and without Him I have no authority, and even I'm humbled to say I have any authority at all, but there again, it's through the Lord.
There's a quote that I love from Margaret Thatcher, and she says, being powerful is like being a lady. If you have to tell others, you're not.
I have no authority. This is nothing but a piece of metal. But where I do fit into God's kingdom is I am His servant. And the main thing is for me to protect the people that I go to church with, that I work with, the citizens of Lawrenceville or the state of Georgia. And really I get the greatest joy of influencing somebody or feeling like I've made a change in their life or caused them to make a change in their life. That's really where I get my greatest job satisfaction.
my ultimate authority as a person is God Himself. And some forget that, but I try desperately not to forget that every day.